Hi you guys, welcome to my Crypto 101 series. You may have just watched my previous video where I went over the IOTA platform and the MyIOTA cryptocurrency coin for it. Now we're jumping straight into the Hyperliquid platform and the Hype coin, which has a lot of hype behind it for all the right reasons, which is why it's currently priced at $58. $58. What cryptocurrency coin do you know that's even above $1? Very few, okay? And this one is $58 for a very good reason. All right, but before I hop into all of that, I wanted to say, welcome back to Getting Digital with Deja. And the number one reason why there's so much hype behind this Hyperliquid platform is because it's going to be moving trading derivatives on chain, okay? Placing it on blockchain, which is changing the whole dynamics of how everything is going to be done. And because it's on chain, it's going to be allowing traders to be able to visibly see every aspect of the trade. Full transparency, as you know, crypto is known for because it's a decentralized type of platform versus a centralized platform that you would usually trade your derivatives on. So I'm going to get the textbook definition of exactly what this platform does. Its primary goal is to offer a trading experience with the speed of a centralized exchange while retaining the critical benefits of decentralization, most notably self-custody. Unlike platforms that require users to deposit funds into a centrally controlled wallet, Hyperliquid allows traders to connect their own wallets and execute trades directly on-chain. And this type of structure has proven to be very successful for the Hyperliquid platform because it is now one of the largest DEX. And when I say DEX, it's actually the second DEX after Uniswap. So Uniswap is first as far as the amount of volume that comes into that market on that platform. And then the second largest one is going to be Hyperliquid, which is why it's priced at $58, which is crazy because Uniswap is priced at $5 and around 58 cents. So this hype token on the Hyperliquid platform is actually around 10 times more than the Uniswap one, than the Uni token. And its market cap is larger at $15.1 billion, okay, versus Uniswap, which gets up to $3.5 billion. It has a max supply of around 1 billion for this hype token, with a circulating supply of around 254 million tokens. So even though Uniswap and this Hyperliquid platform is going to be doing the same thing, the reason why Uniswap is more popular and the price of it, although it's lower, it's actually more used by customers, is because it has a circulating supply of around 635 million, while it still has that 1 billion amount of tokens that can be distributed, okay? Now, you have the Hyperliquid, which also has a 1 billion max supply, but there's only like 254 million tokens circulating in supply. So there's a little less volume in that market than it is going to be in the Uniswap market, which is why Uniswap is known as the #1 DEX, decentralized exchange in the crypto market. But one thing that both platforms offer is going to be the self-custody, which makes it a decentralized exchange known as a DEX. And the reason that is because when you have a self-custody wallet, that means the user can go and use their own wallet, connect their own wallet to be able to make transactions and things, okay? So they don't necessarily have to put their crypto inside of a centralized wallet on a centralized exchange. And the reason that is so dangerous is because that centralized exchange is going to be holding your keys, okay? Your private keys and things like that. I have a whole little episodes about that. So go ahead and refer back to that. If you don't know what it is, pause this video right now and go look at it. But that is so important. So you know the phrase I taught you in that video, not your keys, not your crypto. So that means if you don't have full ownership of your private keys, that means on that centralized server, that centralized exchange has full ownership. So if anything went wrong with your crypto, it can be because of them, okay? And nothing of your choice, so you don't truly own it unless it's taken off and put on a decentralized exchange and a cold wallet and just basically taking it offline. And I also have a video where I explain what taking it offline means. Click on that one if you're interested. So like I mentioned before, this platform is going to be used for derivatives trading and putting it on chain, onto blockchain, okay, you guys? So that means that it's also going to be including spot exchange. So in 2024, it expanded to be able to do transactions on a spot exchange. And I'm going to explain what spot exchange and spot trading is. I'm going to give you the textbook definition for that. The expansion of the spot exchange introduced a public auction system for new token listings and an automated liquidity system designed to ensure that newly listed assets have ready buyers and sellers from the moment that they launch. And all of this is made possible by the use of the central limit order book, and I'm going to give you the exact definition for this. Central limit order book, or CLOB, records all buy and sell orders directly on the blockchain. This approach mimics that of a centralized exchange, potentially offering reduced price slippage alongside trading tools like limit orders. So the difference between AMM, automatic market maker, which is what Uniswap uses, and then the difference between what Hyperliquid uses, which is going to be the CLOB, central limit order book, is going to be that CLOB directly matches buyers and sellers directly, okay? While AMM uses liquidity pools and a lot of mathematical formulas to be able to create that liquidity that coin is going to need. So one could look at CLOB type of mechanism as being a more efficient form of doing the same job that Uniswap would do using the AMM. Hyperliquid is primarily known for its perpetual futures. So this is a type of trading where contracts don't have an expiration date and they allow traders to be able to trade on the speculation of a price of an asset. And also one more thing that I want to add as far as utility is, remember I was talking about limit orders, which is a type of trade that you can go ahead and put into the system on this platform. It also supports profit taking, like take profits and stop losses. And it also deals with cross margin and margin that you would have to need for trading, things like that. That can also be handled on this platform, which is amazing. And the number one reason why this is going to be amazing, that it has the stop loss, limit orders and things like that, is going to be because it can really help a trader with their risk management. And if you're a trader, we all know that risk management is one of the most important things about trading, because if you don't have proper risk management, you can literally blow your entire account, and that would be so sad, you guys. So sad. So the things that also contribute to the liquidity within this market, other than the CLOB on this platform, is going to be vaults and hyperliquidity providers, which is going to be known as HLP. So I'm going to go and give you the textbook definition for both the vault and the HLP, the hyperliquidity providers. Hyperliquid offers a system that allows users to deposit funds into pools called vaults. These are managed by other traders, effectively enabling a form of copy trading. Vault leaders, who must maintain a stake in their own vault, earn 10% of the profits gained. Most important vault is known as the HLP, or the Hyperliquidity Provider, a protocol-managed vault responsible for market making and processing liquidations on the exchange. Users can deposit their funds into the HLP to provide it with liquidity in return for a share in the profits it generates. So I know that was a little bit lengthy, but I did want to go into deep detail about how they provide liquidity on this platform, because liquidity is so important for a decentralized exchange. So instead of building on a general purpose chain like many other blockchains do, where dApps have to compete for resources, Hyperliquid actually is a layer 1 blockchain, an L1 blockchain, where they have application specific blockchains or sectors to be able to optimize for those specific purposes. And in the early 2025, so early last year, Hyper EVM was introduced into the platform. And we should know what EVM stands for. It's Ethereum Virtual Machine. I also have a whole video supporting that, telling you every little detail that you probably don't need to know, but it's really cool to know, because then that makes you like that makes you a crypto genius. So this Hyper EVM is going to be used to allow developers to come on the Hyperliquid platform and use any Ethereum compatible resources that they have, or settings or anything like that, for their blockchain, their applications, their dApps and things like that. So it's really cool, because that just brings so much more developers. It just brings a huge market for those people. Okay, it's opening up and broadening the market to allow you to do anything you could do on Ethereum blockchain to be able to do it on the Hyperliquid platform. And when using the EVM and trading on this platform, the platform is not going to be incurring no fees that will go to them. Any fees that you have for transactions is giving back to the community through the vaults and through other specific assistance funds. So that basically means that all revenue that is going to take place during that trading, like the different fees and stuff that they do have, is going to be given back to to the community. Now let's get into the consensus mechanism, which is going to be known as Hyper BFT. So the textbook definition for BFT is going to be Byzantine fault tolerance, the security feature that allows a decentralized crypto network to keep working properly. It allows them to agree on correct transactions and reject fake ones, even if some participants are malicious. It just needs a 2/3 vote of the honest nodes to agree. So previously, the Hyperliquid platform would have 24 validator nodes, but now this month in June is going to be upping it to 27 validator nodes, which is extremely low compared to Ethereum's 800,000 validator nodes. But these validators are required to self-stake around 10,000 HYPE tokens. 10,000, and it has to be locked up for 1 year. So as you can see, it's very expensive being a validator node for the Hyperliquid platform when each token is worth $58 and you have to stake a minimum of 10,000 tokens and have them staked for 1 year. That is a very, very heavy price to pay to become a validator. So while anyone on the network can be a validator or a full node, block production and transaction is going to be handled by the top people of those validators, okay? So the top people with the most staked and the most transactions and things like that are going to be the ones who are going to be getting those transactions created and transacted. So one important thing that I do want to add about the HYPE using this BFT type of consensus is that it's going to have a 200,000 TPS, which means a 200,000 transaction per second, up to that number. That is amazing. That is a lot. That means it's moving very fast with only 27 validators. So I'm going to go over the main difference between Hyperliquid and Uniswap when it comes to their utility and the way that they do things on their platform. And that is going to be through the one-click transactions. I'm going to give you the textbook definition for that. Uniswap is built on Ethereum, which is considered highly secured and decentralized, but offers slower speeds. Transactions on Uniswap take multiple clicks to confirm, and advanced instruments like margin and perpetuals aren't available. So remember when I told you that perpetual trading is the number one thing that the Hyperliquid platform is going to be used for, and that is why, because Uniswap doesn't offer it. By adding a layer 1 blockchain from the ground up, choosing a more centralized structure, Hyperliquid is able to offer a faster speed and a better user experience, including a one-click trading and other advanced instruments. Y'all, that one-click trading is, it's very, very great when you don't have to go through multiple steps and multiple things to be able to put a trade in, because time is of the essence. So when you have one-click trading on Hyperliquid platform, that just ups the ranks of it, okay? Another reason why it's $58, okay? And we could argue that it's $58 because of hyperinflation right now and things like that. But the fact of the matter is that it's $58. That is a big number for a crypto coin, especially since it is going to be the second largest decentralized exchange in the crypto world. Alrighty, you guys, so that is all for our Hyperliquid and our HYPE token video. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you got as much information as you wanted. If you need more information, I do have more research that I can give you as well in the comments. Just drop a comment below. And that is going to be the end of our crypto series where we're covering coins, okay? So now we're going to transfer over to a different part of our series, which is going to be meme coins. Now, in our next episode, I'm going to be explaining to you what a meme coin is, how it originated, and things like that. And I'm going to give you a few examples about meme coins, but no longer am I going to be going in deep dive details about specific coins, because I want us to move forward, because there's so much things to learn about Crypto 101. And whenever you guys want me to do a coin, I'll do that. I'll just incorporate it into my recording schedule. But for now, you guys, we are officially completed with our crypto coin part of our series. So excited, you guys. We get to move on to the more interesting things, okay? So stay tuned for my next video. But before I let you guys go, I wanted to let you know that pretty girls can do crypto too. Toodles.